It's time for What Does the Fish Say? Hi and hello. Welcome to What Does the Fish Say? Big shout out to my cousin Charlie, my Uncle Neil, for help with the intro this week. That was awesome. So, this week, really, I think provides a lot more fog than clarity. I thought that a lot of these games kind of went the other way of what I was predicting. There's a lot of, there's only 2 undefeated teams left. Both were on a bye this week. So I think we're really struggling to kind of see how the NFL is going to shape up this year. We're not quite sure exactly who's going to be the most dominant teams. So just looking back on the games from last week, we had the Thursday night game, the Giants and Redskins, that I thought would be close and the Redskins would win. Oh, the Giants put it to him. Kirk Cousins looked really bad. Really, really bad. Makes my prediction look really, really bad. Eli Manning came out. The emergence of Larry Donnell at tight end for them. I think he's probably going to be really good. I don't think it's a fluke. I think he's for real. So the Giants steamrolled the Redskins. The Bills and Texans. The Texans pull that game out. J.J. Watt, probably the best defensive player in the NFL. Maybe the best player in the NFL. Bills are going to Kyle Orton this week. I think that's the right call. With the way that division's fallen out, I think this move gives them a chance to, maybe pull it out and win it. We'll talk about the Patriots later, but Bills, real contender. See how Kyle Orton plays. The Ravens, Steve Smith all over his former team. The Panthers. This is one of those games that I am talking about. I thought, the Panthers coming into the season, everyone, thought, hey, they're going to be, maybe one of the best teams on the NFC. They've now lost 2 games in a row to teams in the NFC North, the Steelers and Ravens. And so I think this just kind of makes the whole NFL power picture a little muddier. Makes it really difficult, The Ravens, it's tough to know what they're going to be this year. They still don't really have a running game, but Joe Flacco throws it all over the yard, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Packers over the Bears. I think I picked the Bears in this because they were at home. Packers thrashed them pretty good. It was actually a pretty close game up until that last play before halftime. I think the Packers kind of got lucky. I think the ball may have been across the plane, just from kind of judging, but you can't see it because of the Packer defender right in the way of the camera. So after that, Jay Cutler started forcing things and threw some picks, and so the Packers ended up winning that pretty handily. But so that's another thing, that NFC North is wide. The NFC North is wide open. Packers, Bears, Lions. I think they all have a decent shot of winning that division. Lions, Jets. Lions beat the Jets. Not much to say there. Jets are the Jets. Jets. Jets, Colts, Titans. Colts steamrolled the Titans 41-17. Figured the Colts would win. Didn't think it would be that big of a shellacking. Andrew Luck, definitely the hottest player in fantasy football right now. So there's that going for him. Shout out to Kayla Baszler for having him on her team and for being first in our fantasy football league right now. But I'm coming for you. Dolphins, Raiders. Dolphins steamroll the Raiders in London. Poor London. Dolphins, Raiders. Heart goes out to you, London. Buccaneers, Steelers. Here's the game that, was probably most surprising. The Buccaneers had been really bad this year. Pick up their first win in Pittsburgh on the final play of the game. Mike Glennon to Vincent Jackson. I do think Mike Glennon gives that team a better chance to win than Josh McCown. But I think the real story here is what was Pittsburgh doing that. Well, the Pittsburgh defense, at least, Roethlisberger was really good. He's looked good. Antonio Brown, probably going to have another big year. But, I don't know. Leaves a lot of question. That's another one of those games that really shakes up the, division of power in the AFC, at least. Don't think the Buccaneers are really going to be that much of a threat, long term. But, hey, they may beat some teams. They just did beat a good team. So, Chargers-Jaguars. Chargers beat the Jaguars 33-14 in San Diego. Not too big a surprise there. Phillip Rivers is still playing really, really well out of his mind. So, when the Broncos play the Chargers, I think, on Thursday night in a week or so, 2 weeks, it's going to be a really huge game. We really need to beat them. I think, they'll push us for the division, and I think they'll at least get a wild card. They're playing really well. But they did lose Nick Hardwick. I think that's going to hurt them long term. I think if there is any weakness on the team, it's that they're not going to be able to run, and that their offensive line is going to be kind of shaky. So, Broncos haven't been able to run the ball either. But I'll take Peyton Manning over Phillip Rivers in a straight up quarterback throw off duel. So there's that. Falcons Vikings, another one. You thought the Falcons would come in and handle the Vikings pretty well. Welcome to the NFL, Teddy Bridgewater. Great game. We'll see if he's able to play tonight. See if he can keep up that kind of success. They are playing the Packers. So we'll see. Hopefully he plays. I'd like for him to play. I'd like for him to have a good career. I like the guy. So Eagles 49ers. Kind of my upset pick of the week. I mean, the Niners were at home. It wasn't too far a stretch. The Eagles were undefeated, but they really manhandled them in my opinion. The Niners, the Eagles' only points were off, I think, a punt return, a block punt, and a pick six maybe, fumble return, something like that. They didn't score any offensive points, which they're the Eagles. So good job by the Niners. And then the Cowboys and Saints. Wow. All I can say about that is, if the Cowboys keep running DeMarco Murray, I think they'll be the favorite in the East. Tony Romo, as long as he plays mistake free, the upside to that team is really great. Their defense has held up surprisingly well. Shut down the Saints and Drew Brees. So and then there's the question of who are the Saints this year? They've been pretty bad. The hole they've started in, it's going to be tough for them to climb out of. But at the same time, if the Falcons and Panthers keep losing games, to the people that they're losing to, that leaves the door open for the Saints. So that NFC South is going to be an interesting matchup, or an interesting division to watch and see how that plays out. And then there was the Monday night game. Patriots coming to Kansas City after, I guess it was before the Royals won. Shout out to the Royals, by the way. Congratulations. One of the great baseball games I've ever seen. I was at work, ducking in and out of patients' rooms, watching the game. Heck of a comeback. A lot of grit. Good luck to them tonight against the Angels. It's going to be a tough series, but hey, they showed a lot of heart. Maybe they can pull it out. Anyways, Chiefs-Patriots. First of all, credit where credit is due. I thought the Chiefs and Andy Reid especially came out with a really awesome game plan against the Patriots. The defense played well, but on offense, Charles was back. They got the ball to him. They got the ball to Bo. They got the ball to Kelsey. They got the ball to basically their three big playmakers, Bo, Charles, and Kelsey, early and often. And they executed well. And Alex Smith, he was sharp. He usually is sharp. He's sharp as usual. This game, it translated more into the stat column. With the 3 touchdowns and the 300 yards. Or I don't know if he threw for 300 yards. I can't remember. I think he did. So huge game for them. Huge confidence boost in the AFC West. They were a playoff team last year. I really thought, with the injuries, Derek Johnson, DeVito, Eric Berry was out this game too, but he'll be back. that they would struggle on defense long term. I still think that might happen. It might get exposed in a couple games, but they're a 2-2 team, just like the Patriots are at this point. Although the Patriots looked really bad, we'll get to that in a second. But they've played all their games pretty close. The Titans again, they kind of got blown out by the Titans, but played us close in Denver. So we'll see. That obviously this will give them a confidence boost to going in next week. So, just one of those games. Like this week was a really crazy game, or crazy week in the NFL, if you ask me. So, we'll see what the Chiefs do from here on out. But just watching the Patriots this game, actually, I picked the Patriots in this game. I thought it'd be a close game, but this is the first game that I actually watched the Patriots offense. Got to watch them the entire game, and just highlights or clips. It's a lot worse than I could have expected. I don't think it's so much anything, and again, credit to the Chiefs for what they did, but, when guys aren't getting separation, and, even not even that, but, Tom Brady, the interceptions that he threw, they were terrible. They were like Kirk Cousins against the Giants the other night. What was he seeing? There was no, this was not the Hall of Fame Tom Brady that we're used to seeing. I think last year, the Patriots have been asking him to do more with less each progressive year. And this year, I think it's just a little too much. They started messing with his offensive line. I thought that this team would kind of get back to form because they still have kind of the same weapons with Vereen and Gronk and Edelman that they had last year, but this year it's just not translating very well, and they're out of sync. And honestly, I don't think they might not be the best team in that division anymore. The Dolphins already beat them. I think the Bills have the capability of beating them. So I think the division race in the NFC or the AFC East just got a lot more interesting. And the Chiefs fans are going to be mad that they're not getting the publicity that they deserve after this game, but this game is really more about the possible death of a dynasty in the Patriots, and I think this was the first game that's really showed how flawed and how bad they are this year. Still a lot of football to be played, but that's my take from the game. Great job, great game execution by the Chiefs. But these aren't the same Patriots that we've seen the last 10 years. They're just not. So, that was last week. This week, we'll just take a look at the games real quick. Quick, hitters on each of them. Tonight, we got the Pack and Vikings. I like the Packers in this game. They're at home. Hopefully, Teddy Bridgewater plays. I think that'll make it a little more competitive. We got Falcons and Giants. Who knows? The Giants have looked bad. They've also looked good. The Falcons have looked good. They've also looked bad. I think the Giants are the hotter team right now. They're at home. We'll go with the Giants. Ravens at Indy. This should be a good game. Both of these teams are hot. Both of their quarterbacks are hot. I think it could be a high-scoring game. A lot of Steve Smith. A lot of Andrew Luck. But the Colts are at home. And I like Andrew Luck in this game. We'll go with the Colts. Lions at Bills, or Bills at Lions, I should say. Orton's going to be playing. Tough game for him first, coming right in, though. The Lions have a really good defense. I think they're going to keep to their winning ways. I like them in this game. Although I could easily see the Bills winning this game, too. I think it'll be close. Chicago at Carolina. This is one of those games you don't know what you're going to get. Both of these teams are dangerous, but they've been inconsistent. The Panthers are at home. I think I'll go with the Panthers. I think their defense will kind of get back to form. They'll do enough. They'll do enough to win at home. Browns at Titans. just really haven't seen much from the Titans since week 1. I think the Browns have a good enough defense. I think they can go in there and get it done. We'll go with the Browns. Houston at Dallas. Until Dallas shows me that they can't run the ball or that they're going to throw it too much and make mistakes, I think that they're going to keep winning football games. So we'll go with Dallas at home over the Texans. Steelers and Jags. Steelers, well, they just lost to the Bucs, so I guess it's a little more to it than that. But still, I don't think they'll go back-to-back games. They losing to two bad teams like that. So, go with Steelers. Rams at Eagles. This will probably be a bounce-back game for the Eagles. The Rams, they're nothing to scoff at, but I think the Eagles are still kind of a top-tier team. I think they'll bounce back this week, beat the Rams. Buccaneers at Saints. Interesting game. I think they both won the same amount of games. Saints are in the Dome, though. They're a better team at home. I think they'll get it done. Saints over Bucks. Cardinals. Actually, no, I'll save that for last. That's my team. Chiefs at San Francisco. Shaping up to be a really important and interesting game. I think the 49ers holding the Eagles to no points on offense last week is really significant. I think the Chiefs will have a harder time scoring against them than they did against the Patriots. Chiefs are going to be at San Francisco, so that's going to be a little different as well. Won't have that record-breaking sound from Arrowhead. I think it'll be a lot more competitive game. I think the 49ers are a little bit much more of a heavyweight than the Patriots are at this point. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the Niners at home over the Chiefs. Should be a good game. Chargers, Jets. Jets are coming to San Diego. Gosh, I hope the Jets can win, but, Phillip Rivers is too hot right now. We'll go with the Chargers. Bengals at Patriots. Bengals, one of the best teams in football right now. At this point, Patriots sinking down there, so can't go against Andy Dalton right now. Go Bengals over Patriots. And then the Monday night game, Seahawks at Redskins. Just two totally, different teams in terms of talent and where they are. Can't see Seattle losing this game, so Seattle over Washington. And then my game, huge game, Cardinals 3-0, coming to Denver 2-1. Both teams coming off a bye. The Cardinals are undefeated, and they have been playing really well this year without Carson Palmer, who looks like he might be out again. And honestly, at this point, Drew Stanton might be better for that team. I don't think he's had any turnovers. He throws a good ball. He lets that defense, play defense, and then he does what he does with, what they give him. So I think he's a good option for them right now. I think Denver's going to be well rested and well prepared coming out of the bye week. Arizona had a bye week too, so both these teams have had a long time to prepare for each other. But I think that you saw, when the Broncos went up to Seattle, that they have what it takes to score against good defenses. It's going to be tough to run on them, but at this point, the Broncos are made to be a passing team. We should pass to open the run, not run to open the pass like we've been trying to do. It's like we've kind of tried to change our offensive identity a little bit this year, and I just don't think that's the way to go. We got to the Super Bowl last year by throwing the football to set up the run. So I think this game we should really try and spread them out with, Sanders, Welker, Thomas, and create some matchup problems, especially with Julius Thomas. I think the Cardinals kind of have a hard time with tight ends. So I think this is a good game. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I like the Cardinals. So I got my cousins and uncle, they're Cardinals fans, so might go up there and watch the game with them. We'll see if we can stand to be around each other. But I like the Broncos in this game. We're at home. And coming off a tough loss to Seattle, I think we'll bounce back. But, hey, you never know. It's the NFL. Should be a good game. That's all for this week. And hey, I got out of here under 20 minutes. So I will see you guys on the flip side.